Um, you were brought as pretend hostages and sacrifices to a ritual to bring back a god that you know next to nothing about. Uh, that fight happened. The ritual was completed, and the god Limugugun rose from the depths of the lake and destroyed about a third of Slubudok, the Kuotoa town that you all were staying in. By the time he retreated back into the lake, there were many injured, many dead, including one of your party members, Cash, who died trying to save a family with one of your other companions.
He was a hero.
Whose name I don't remember.
He died again?
No, yeah, he's dead already. And after everything, you all turned to Yael, who was sort of just wide-eyed and face paler than you've ever seen her before, as she informed you all that the creature that rose from the lake was in fact Demogorgon, the Prince of Demons. You all assisted in helping people escape from homes and buildings that were destroyed, helped with some healing, acquired a new party member named Belladonna Wren, as you met her during the fight with the cultists. And then again, after the fight was over.
Is there like a limit to how many times he can recreate people and come back in?
Y'all did not like Cash. Nope. Cash had to go.
No, there is not. However, you
just
all...
Mercy's patience.
Yeah.
And what is Belladonna?
Belladonna is an Azamar. She is very tall. You would know. You would automatically recognize her as a celestial being, or at least having celestial heritage. She's an Azamar with deep red hair. She's wearing a very deep forest green cloak. When she was fighting, she had a sword that appeared in her hands with green fire down the blade. Her eyes are very striking. They're pretty much the first thing that you notice about her. She does not seem to be very used to being around people. But that's about all you've gathered. You haven't really had a moment to sit down and talk to her just yet.
Out of character, she is a Hexblade Warlock.
Oh, okay.
And I did not take Eldritch Blast. I took shit to help me with my sword.
Nice. So you all helped for a few hours. The archpriest gave you all a reward that he promised. I believe Kelly has it written down. It was gold, silver, jewels, and some...
I will put it in the thing.
Yeah, it's all right. Don't worry about it whenever.
Okay. Well.
Yeah, if anyone wants to see it, you can go ahead. Gold, silver, some copper, or I think there was copper, jewels, and some shells that are pearls and things like that.
And health potions.
And health potions.
Ooh.
Because you guys are down your only healer, so yes, health potions. You all accepted and went off to make camp in one of the nearby crevices in the side of the stone wall, and that is where we ended.
Oh, and we also heard the Duragar might know a way out.
Yes, the archpriest told you all that you might head over to the Duragar city of Gracklestug. They often send patrols to the surface, and it's likely that they will know a way out. Whether or not they'll tell you is another story, but...
we can bribe them.
Well, that would be an option when you guys get there and can speak to the leaders of the city. All right. So we'll say that you guys just set up camp to start your rest. Anything that you all would like to do or talk about?
Hi. Once again, my name is Belladonna. It's been a pleasure meeting you, but I know I've talked to a couple of you, but I want you to know if you allow me to travel with you, I may attract danger.
Why
I
is that?
think it is my celestial heritage that draws demons to me. I could use your help. I think I would be a help to you, but it may not be safe. So if you tell me to go, then I will go my own way and try to make it out.
All right, yeah, you should probably go.
As I figured, I will.
I'm joking. That was out of character.
Oh, well.
Hey, is the little gnome was still with us?
Yes, Ginger is still
Or-
with you. Hey, that's mine.
Yeah, Jar Jar. Yeah, that's right.
And Stool is still with us.
Yes, Stool is also still with you all.
Is Shushar?
Shushar,
Or is he
as you
staying
were
in the
leaving,
village?
you noticed that he was still in the city, talking with families and children and helping with the relief efforts, so to speak.
Mhm.
He gave you all a nod as you exited, but it seems like he is choosing to stay in the city.
Okay.
As I get ready to bed down for the night, I do pull out a carved statue of a dragon, and I sit cross-legged and I hold it in my hands and I close my eyes and begin to meditate and pray to myself.
And you all are familiar with this position. This is usually the kind of thing that Yael would do when she was trying to contact or focus on one of her spells or contact a certain deity.
I think I would also like to try and communicate with
The Raven Queen?
Raven Queen, because it wasn't I sent here to get some information on demons and
Yes,
what's
you
going
are.
on down here, and I probably need to report in.
Yeah, could you
Mhm.
ask her what the fuck?
Would he have known what just came out of the lake as well?
He would have. He wasn't here, so I didn't have him roll.
Right.
But yes, he would have recognized
Okay.
the creature. All right, so Bella is meditating with the statue. Wayla is also going to sit and meditate and try and contact the Raven Queen. Mikey and oh my gosh,
Raph.
characters. Raph. Mikey and Raph are just slowly eating, which is odd for them.
They're in shock.
They're in shock. They are slowly eating. Every bite that is too slow to make it to Mikey's mouth is immediately eaten by. Stool is over with them, trying to comfort them and make them feel a little better about this whole situation. Yael is having her familiar, her snake. Except it's now a bird. She performs.
I thought it was a bat.
And her. Oh yeah, a bat. Her snake is a bat for now, and is currently doing laps over the city while Yael closes her eyes and sees through Luca's eyes. Callie, what are you doing?
I am currently keeping watch.
Okay, make a perception check.
Okie dokie. I'm going to use my actual dice.
Mhm.
This dice. Oh, that's a natural 20.
Yeah.
So I'm watching real good.
Thank you,
Yeah.
JoJo. Thank you, because fuck me, I forgot about watches.
Jojo, Ellie is not Ellie, Callie. But Ellie is also keeping a really good watch.
On the boat.
Ellie,
While drinking
every now-
whiskey.
yeah, and throwing things at they. Callie, you see, you can still see the with your newfound dark vision. You can still see that relief efforts are going on in the city. People are being taken care of in small little medical areas where cots and things have been put out. You can tell that everyone's pretty worried. Every now and then, the guards will do a patrol around the gates, far more than you had seen before. It seems they're still really on edge. And one of them will nod to you whenever they pass. But you don't see anyone or anything coming towards you or anything that seems to be any kind of immediate danger.
Okay. Cool.
Jimjar is sitting on the outside of the little alcove that you all are in. He has his back up against the stone wall and is sort of just staring off into space. If you had tried to speak to him or, just make a comment or two, there's no reply. It seems like he's thinking very deeply on a few things and is just not paying attention to anything else.
How did he do during the fight?
He was very supportive and was a very good cheerleader.
Yes, that. He chose not to be in chains. He instead was going to be he was a lookout. He stayed near the huts. When the fight started, he managed to take down a couple of the cultists before Demogorgon rose, at which point he ran out and screamed at you all to run before he ran back to the archpriest's house and grabbed stools so that you guys could, get out of the city.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Yellow line.
Why the yellow lion?
Jason did it.
Jason did it.
Gosh. All right. So, we will start with Bella. This is definitely not what you expected was going to happen a few days ago.
No.
But here you are, in the absolute last place you ever wanted to be. You were terrified for a moment that Demogorgon was here for you. However, the archpriest put those fears to rest when he said that his daughter. So at least that is not on you. You found a new group of people who also don't seem to belong down here, and they seem a bit odd, but it's better to be in numbers, and they haven't chased you off.
Yeah.
Very true.
So that's always good. Yet. Settling down into camp with others is a very, very weird feeling. Not something that you've done much before.
Right.
You settle down with your back up against the wall and focus on your statue. You close your eyes, and you, even though you know that it's dark around you, you feel filled with light.
I smile.
You feel like you are where you need to be, and that you've possibly found people who are going to help you, and that you're not alone, at least for now.
There's just the
Wayla.
biggest smile on her face now.
It's a little eerie, but
That is some.
Scott,
Yes.
feedback.
Yes. What feedback?
Your mic
That's
went to
okay. It's
shit.
better now.
Okay. I didn't hear anything on my side.
It's better now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wayla, you move away from any sort of fire that's made and any torches or anything, and you move back into the darkest spot of the alcove, and you focus on the part of you that is still connected to the Raven Queen and to the Shadowfell. And for about an hour, there's nothing. But you stay focused, and finally you feel yourself drifting into that place where you can communicate with the Raven Queen. The Raven Queen bends down. She seems larger than life. She leans down to look at you, though through... It's hard to tell how she's feeling, especially through the porcelain mask that she wears. What is your question?
What was that? Well, I guess I knew what that was, but why did that demon? Is that what you sent me to find?
I knew that there were things stirring, things that cannot be allowed to move on the material plane. That creature is one of those things. I had hoped that you would be there in time to keep it from getting here. But now that it is here, we must ensure that it goes back and does not go above this place.
That it goes back.
That it goes back to the 9 hills from which it came. We cannot let this creature roam the material plane.
How do we send it back?
You will see. You are on the right path. Follow where you believe you should go. I have faith in you. And she sort of joins in with the darkness that's around her, and you find yourself back in your body in the alcove.
Okay.
Vola, what's going on with you?
I'm not quite sure because I'm playing catch up.
Oh, that's right. You weren't
Because
here.
I was not here last week. No,
Okay, I'm sorry. I guess
Yes,
you.
that's okay.
I'm sorry, I forgot. So yeah, you guys went to the fight. I don't know if you heard any of that, but you guys went to the fight. The creature was summoned through the ritual that accidentally got completed.
Sorry, you guys.
The creature rose from the depths of the dark lake that you all were next to,
Mm-hmm.
and it turned out to be Demogorgon, the demon prince, who was summoned from the Nine Hells by this ritual. You all ran. Some of the Kuo-toa tried to fight and were killed. You all helped with getting people out of homes and out of buildings. And you met up with Veldana. Afterwards, Demogorgon went back into the lake. Even though you can't see him, you all sort of, you know that he's still there. He didn't go back to Nine Hells. He didn't move on to something else. He's still there somewhere.
Move us to the title page so she can see him.
Or
Oh,
if you
yeah.
look in handouts, it's under Li Mu Gugon. Or Goon.
Oh yeah, that too.
Here you go. I'll just move you guys to the main page.
Good God.
That big
Oh, we could have taken that.
ew.
Could have stabbed him in the toe.
Totally. Yeah, 100%.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so the description of him, he has 2 gigantic heads, both filled with just rows and rows of jagged teeth. Instead of arms, there are multiple tentacles. There are the body is extremely large and muscled. It looks like this creature is used to running and fighting and jumping. The legs are very large, and the feet have like velociraptor claws almost. Just claws that are almost bigger than the fangs that are in its mouth. That is the creature.
Yeah, we could have taken that. Mm-hmm.
That's the creature that rose from the lake, destroyed some buildings, killed a lot of people, and then just sniffed in disdain and turned and went back into the river. The lake.
And Ale, I think it was,
Mm-hmm.
knew what it was and told us he's basically the king of all the demons.
Yep.
He's
Many
the baddest
people
of
have-
the bad.
Many have tried to dethrone him and were killed.
Mm-hmm.
So, you didn't fight him, but he was there. He left. You all helped with the damage that he caused, and then now you are making camp.
And trying to figure out what to do next.
Yes. So, Vola, what would you like to be doing?
I would think I would be a little terrified
Oh,
Mhm.
I believe
and
we all
on
are.
high alert.
So, would you like to be on watch with Callie?
Yeah.
All right. So, Callie, while you're on watch, Vola comes out and gives you a shaky smile and joins you while you look out onto the city. All right. Are you going to have watches throughout the night while you're sleeping?
I'll take
That'll
second
probably be
watch.
good.
All right. Bella will take second watch. Who will take third watch?
Sure.
Anyone? Okay. we're missing a lot of people.
Yeah.
I don't know how long the meditation lasted, or if I was,
Yeah,
say yes.
you would. The meditation would last with waiting to speak to the Raven Queen, and then speaking with her, and then getting the full rest, probably about 6 hours.
Okay.
So you would be awake in time to do the third watch. All right. So first watch is covered by a natural 20.
Mhm.
Nothing seems to happen. Some more, a lot more guards come by, give you a nod. A couple of the townsfolk come by and give you a couple more of the jeweled shells as a thanks. Some of them try to bring you food, and then they continue on their way.
Are they leaving this place too?
A few of them seem to be. They all seem to be going in different directions. Like they're all not entirely sure where the safest place would be, so they're all just sort of splitting up. Among these people, you do not see Shushar. It seems like he still has not left the city. But time for second watch. Callie, you get up and stretch and crack your neck, and Lola sort of shakily stand up and go with her back inside the alcove to your mats. Bella, make a perception check.
Let's see how she does.
Do Asimar have dark vision?
We do.
They do, yes.
Okay.
I am also. Is there like a stalactite overhead or anything about, over towards the ceilings of this place?
The ceiling is extreme high up.
Okay.
Like this is the largest cavern that you've seen since you got into the Underdark.
Is there like a tall stalagmite around us or anything?
Yeah, about it's about 20 feet away. Yeah, there's one that's about 15 to 18 feet high.
Okay. I go over to that stalagmite, put my back up against it, and I cast light on the tip of it.
Okay.
Just to kind of create kind of a lighthouse effect around me, so that I can keep watching.
The guards, the Kuotoa guards, notice this and shy away from the light. But they continue on their patrols, now avoiding that little circle of light that you've made. Your perception 15. You don't seem to notice anything besides that. None of the other Kuotoa citizens come up to you. A few of them look in curiosity, but none of them approach. Your watch ends uneventfully. Wayla, you open your eyes after your meditation and after your cryptic talk with the Raven Queen. You see Bella stand up and walk back to the crevice, the alcove, and the light behind you, Bella, just sort of goes out,
I
and
just let it
darkness
blink out.
fills the area. Wayla, where would you like to keep watch?
Probably the same general area where Bella was.
All right, so you walk
If
over
I
to
see that that's where
the
the other guard was or keeping watch,
Yeah.
I would go there.
yeah. So you can go over to the stalagmite and sort of sit up against it. The guards now continue in their normal route of walking a little closer to the stalagmite now that the light is not up there. A couple more of the Kuotoa citizens bring you food and things that they find useful. in thanks, like small nets, maybe a fishing pole, some hooks, things like that. And they continue on their way as they're heading out of the city into wherever under the Underdark, because you are not entirely sure the directions and the area. But make a perception check. Okay.
Oh, that was with advantage.
It's okay. The 18 was your first roll. Yeah, you don't see anything other than the guards, the citizens, and things like that. You see the bats and everything flying about. You see the people in the city still trying to mend the wounded, things like that. But no danger seems to be happening to you, even though you're paying special attention to the lake and any disruptions that happens on the water, and nothing seems to happen. And you all have completed a long rest.
Yay.
And you are all level 4. Level 4 and a meeting with the Demogorgon.
Level 4. Level 4.
Oh,
So how did Demogorgon appear, or how did it arise?
The water started bubbling and started rippling, and just it slowly rose from the depths of the lake until it was at its full height.
Then this was after the priestess was killed.
Yes, after the priestess was killed and the ritual was completed.
I was just wondering if I would have, well, to see if I could sense any portals.
Is that an innate ability, or do you have to choose to do that?
Well, I mean,
As an action, you can detect the distance and direction of any planet. Okay, so would you have chosen to do that in the middle of the battle?
Oh, no. I mean, I think I would probably, either before or after my watch, I would probably have tried, or after meditating, just to see if I could sense any other portal. Yeah.
You close your eyes after believing that there's no immediate danger. You close your eyes and you focus, and you do not sense any portals, despite knowing that this creature came from another plane of existence. The portal that it must have come through seems to be either moved or closed.
So I know for certain, or I just assume that it, or I guess that it came through a portal, or there's really no other way it could have come from.
There's really no other way it could have come from. So you know that it did come through a portal, but you cannot sense where that portal is.
Okay.
Or if it's even still open. All right, so morning. Mikey and Raph are eating breakfast. Raph is still, not Raph, Stool is still asleep, sort of in the corner. He's just looking at him. It seems indistinguishable from any of the other mushrooms that you might pass in the tunnels. What all would you like to do?
Sorry. Is he a mushroom?
Mm-hmm. Well, he's a myconid. Myconid?
Myconid. Oh. I've never heard of one of those. Interesting.
They're very cute.
No relation to monkey.
Well, so where are we going?
Fuck if I know.
Cheers to that, you hear Jim Jar say from across the fire.
Yes.
Okay.
Jim Jar, how do we get to the Duragar camp?
I'm trying to think. Belladonna wouldn't know anything about Jim Jar. For all she knows, he's just part of the group.
But he
The
said
same
something
sort of
about
prisoner.
he knew the, because I remember from the last time we were playing, he said something about he knew the Underdark pretty well. He just didn't care to share. Pretty sure she heard that because we were talking after
It's been a while.
the thing. After all that
Are there-
bullshit happened.
Well, you could always, backtrack if that's what you want to do. However, I believe if we simply follow the edge of the lake, without touching the water, of course, we should find the Durgar city within a few days.
On the edge of the lake. This seems like good advice.
And are the ones that are fleeing the city? Are they kind of going in that direction?
Make a perception check. You're not really sure. It seems that they're all kind of splitting off in different directions. It's difficult to keep track of them. Some of them are carefully going to the lake and just getting water for boiling and cleaning wounds and things like that. So it's hard to tell exactly where all of them are going.
The lake would give us a source of fresh water. It's also the source
Could also
of
give us a source of fresh death.
Yes, very true.
And yeah, I'll say demigorgons or whatever.
However, the lake would be far faster than backtracking through weeks of tunnels.
Mhm.
But that is only me. I follow where I am led.
What would Bella do?
Child.
Are the kitties being troublesome?
Yes, they're jumping on everything.
What do y'all think?
I say we go around the lake. Death is death. We'll find it no matter where we go.
I agree.
I will agree. However, can we keep as much distance between us and the lake as possible?
Oh, yeah.
Because really, fuck demons. I've seen my share.
Fuck demons.
Yeah, really.
Eyebrow
fuck
raise.
I didn't know Celestials talk that way.
I'm not all celestial.
All right. So,
Bola, what do you think?
I say let's stay away from the water.
Do you want to go?
What
through
does
the
Mikey and
tunnels,
Raph think?
Or see if we can find our way through the tunnels, or do you want to skirt the lake?
We can go around the lake. I just don't want to go in the lake.
Okay.
Yeah. They don't get a voice. They didn't show up.
Yep.
Oh, Yael. Oh, hey. You've been so quiet.
I was focusing on whether or not I could find my brother in the city. I do not believe that he is there.
Yes, I didn't
Going
see
around
any
the
other
lake.
humans.
Going around the lake seems like a good idea to me.
Okay. We be on the lookout for any danger, but we should take to the lake. Take around the lake. I'm not going in the lake. Not happening.
I just want to say, last one into the group, first one out of the group. I'm pushing you in if it comes between you and us.
That is fine. I will lead the way.
Last one into the group, first one out.
Everyone,
Go.
everyone, just stay behind me.
I need everyone. I think everyone actually did, except for Bella. Bella, roll a d20.
Don't
Roll a
screw this up for
d20.
us.
Oh lord.
Don't screw this up for us.
Oh lord. That's a good roll. Yes
Hold on, give me
No.
a second.
or not.
Nothing immediate happens.
Mm.
Cool.
You know, don't seem to notice anything.
Are we eating mushrooms again?
No. I mean, you guys are having breakfast. You know, the food that you've been eating in the Kuotoa town. You still have plenty of, especially with people bringing you food in thanks. All right, so you guys are getting ready to head out?
Yes. I shall lead the way.
All right.
Who's bringing up the rear?
Yeah, go ahead and put yourselves in the order going north. Who's in front and who's in where? Mikey and Raph also in the middle.
Callie will be in the back.
This is weird being kinda tanky with a D8 hit die.
All right. So, Bella, roll me a D100.
Ooh. I don't think I have a D100 in my collection.
Oh, it's not really a
There's a
physical die.
percentile
I
and a
know.
D10, yeah.
Yeah,
Although that would be cool.
42. That would be really cool.
100
Oh,
sided
actually,
die.
there is a 100-sided die. It's just really big. I've seen it.
I have a giant D20.
Hey, me too. I can't use it.
Yeah.
It beats everything up, but still.
Okay. All right. So, you all continue on your way. Bella, you are in front. Bella, Wayla, and Callie make perception checks as you're walking.
Okay. 22.
All right.
Shit.
Keeping an eye on everything around you. You don't see anything coming up behind you. You keep an eye on the lake. Every now and then you see the water move a little bit, and your heart sort of clenches, and then you can just barely see a fish continue swimming on. Bella, you look around. You're pretty distracted by this whole Demogorgon thing. what is going on, what's happening, why is it here.
I've seen
You're
shadows too.
You're trying to pay attention, but it's difficult.
Yeah.
Wayla 14. You see the water ripple every now and then, and your hand goes to your weapon, but nothing seems to come of it. You see bats flying about, but nothing that seems immediately dangerous as you very slowly and very carefully walk the edge of the lake. What would you guys like to do? Are you going to keep going? Do you want to? You're going to be walking for probably about 4 hours before you all start to get like cramps in your legs and such.
I say we say we keep marching, keep walking. I'm not stopping. We got to get out of here quick.
There's nothing else to do.
Every now and then you come upon a Kuo-toa group, or sometimes just one. They nod to you as they continue walking, also keeping a very large gap between them and the lake, which is odd because Kuo-toa spend much of their time in the lake, so the fear they have for it is a little sad. You continue walking. There's a couple of tunnels that some of the Kuo-toa sort of break off and go down those, while others continue around the lake. Everyone's still in the same marching order?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I need the same people as before to make perception checks. Vola, you can make a perception check too, because you're in the back-ish.
14 for me.
Oh,
13.
Okay.
22.
Let's see. 13, 14. Okay. And what was yours, Callie?
Mine was 14.
14. Okay. You all see. Oh, Vola.
Oh,
Vola, you are freaking out. What
Told you.
is happening?
I'm scared.
You are clinging to Yael. Yael is clinging to you because she can't see. It's just a mess. You are trying to convince yourself that everything's going to be all right, but it's very difficult. The rest of you, you see about 20 or 30 feet out in the lake, the water is moving, and you squint and really concentrate, and you see a Kuo-toa who is sort of swimming and splashing around. You can't really tell, you can't gather like facial expression or anything, but they are making a lot of racket as they're swimming around.
they? How many?
Just one.
Oh, okay.
I immediately tell everybody to shush and motion for them to run.
We can't shush and run simultaneously.
Yeah.
Do you want us to
Well-
shush or do you want us to run?
Both.
You make
Don't say a word, just run.
you
Are they
turn.
splashing in distress, or are they actually swimming for fun?
You're not entirely sure, but about 15 seconds after you notice it, you see one of the extremely large tentacles just shoot up from the water, wrap itself around the Kuo-toa, and immediately snap it down under the water. And
Run.
the water goes deadly still.
Running.
Bella's running.
I'm running.
Bella's running. Clank and just lots of
Yeah, Callie is just
noise.
walking calmly. If we don't-
Bella, you're off at a dead sprint.
Is anybody else? Is anybody else running with me?
No. You
I'm
get
frozen
about,
in fear.
When I
get
when I
about-
see nobody is following me, I'm gonna stop.
you get about 40
I'm worried
feet
about
away.
Mikey and Raph. Are they? How fast can they go?
They are stuck rooted to the spot, and then they slowly start moving with Callie. Bella, running and everything, your metal of your armor started clanking together, and you get about 40 feet away before you notice that no one's behind you.
Yeah. So I stop, catch my breath for a second, and wait for them to catch up. While I'm trying to hide behind something, or put something between me and the lake.
Make a perception check. See if you can see anything.
Surely there's a stalagmite or something around.
No,
Oh.
Callie's just like, you know what? Running is
No.
not going to help anything.
Running? Look,
Nat 20.
exercise has never helped anything.
I know. I'm like, if we're going to die, I'm not going to be dying.
Tired.
Tired.
We're gonna die. I'm not gonna die. What?
I'm just going to like chill.
She said if she's gonna die, she's not gonna die tired.
Oh,
If I'm gonna die, I'm
okay.
not gonna be all sweaty, gross doing it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. You manage in your panic. You look around and you find a stalagmite that you just hurriedly run over and duck down behind.
Yeah.
Just breath heaving.
I would
Uh,
want
you
to take
all-
out both my hand crossbows and just stealth hide.
Okay. Make
Yes,
a stealth. Anyone who
I-
is like to stealth, make stealth checks.
Mhm.
Bella is
I would like
That?
to take the action
Yeah.
to hide.
Wayla, you just blend into the shadows because that's they coalesce around your form and you almost disappear. Bella, you are behind the stalagmite and you were just trying to calm your breathing. You are hidden as far as you know. Vola, you just sort of very slowly edge back as far as you can away from the lake and into the darkness and start very slowly moving. I'm going to roll stealth check for Mikey. That's an 11.
I can
Plus
roll
he's-
for Yael.
Oh, yes, that would be awesome. So Mikey's stealth would be a 15.
The 16
So-
of Yael.
Okay, 15 and 16. Yael sort of clings to Callie as she's moving.
Mhm.
Callie, you pull her into the shadows with you and help her avoid rocks and
Mhm.
keep her from losing her footing.
Yep.
Raph's stealth. Raph is not entirely sure what's going on or why you're all freaking out. So he's just sort of walking along, not really worried about anything. Stool sees that you're all panicked, and someone has a bag that they use. I think it was Callie. He sort of tries and scrambles up your back to get in your bag, on your back.
Okay, yeah, Callie stops and like holds the bag open for him to get into.
And he just runs over and like hops in and then settles down.
Okay, and then Callie makes a shh.
Yeah.
Towards him.
Mm-hmm. If a little mushroom could nod, he would.
Okay.
And
That's
he
really
just sort of squats down and settles in your bag. You can hardly feel him moving at all.
Mhm.
Jimjar. Jimjar walks in the middle of the group, sort of trying to keep an eye on everyone, and he also just sort of steps into the shadows, and you have a hard time seeing him, even though you know he's right next past you. And you all carefully continue until you get to Bella, who is still trying to calm her breathing behind the stalagmite.
She was having full-blown panic attack for a minute. Okay. All right. Why didn't you run? I'm sorry. I panicked. I thought you were all coming with me.
You said run or shush. We chose shush.
Ah. Probably smart, I guess. Yeah, so...
Are you better? Can we go? Are we gonna keep moving?
Yeah, let's get out of here.
You know,
Fuck the
there's
lake.
no point. There's no point in running. We just need to not go into the water. And if the thing comes out of the water, well, then we're fucked anyway, so it doesn't really matter what we do.
Yeah.
So we just
Yeah.
need to remain calm and just keep moving.
Uh-huh.
Okay?
Okay.
Let's go.
All right.
So the thing in the water is gone now, or not making any more?
Make a perception check.
Yeah, I'll also be looking.
Okay, anyone who wants to look, make a perception check.
I'm hiding.
Oh, that's a nat 20 for me. Gosh, this is good.
Nice.
Thank you, Keela.
Wayla, you're not sure. You're also trying to keep an eye on the group and make sure no one gets too close to the water. It's a little difficult to keep an eye on everyone. Callie, the water seems eerily silent.
Okay.
Bella.
Yeah.
You look around.
Uh-huh.
And a shadow on your left moves.
I squeal. No, I don't squeal. I'm sorry. I shudder and take a gasp of air.
Okay. You keep walking about 15 feet. You see another shadow. This one seems to have fangs. You see it for a moment, and it darts off up into the ceiling until you can't see it anymore.
I motion and point to the... I motion for my friends and point up. And I do the whole point to my eyes and point up to where I last saw it.
Do I see anything?
Make a perception check. You know what? With your natural 20 that you rolled before,
Okay.
you're like, yes, please.
Well, I mean, it was still... I rolled a 21, so...
Yeah. With your natural 20 and the 21, you get, you immediately look where Bella is pointing and you see nothing. There is absolutely no change whatsoever.
That's good to know.
Yeah, Kelly just shrugs, looks a little strangely. Like, you okay? And then just motions to keep moving.
Mm-hmm. Bella, you look out over the group, a little confused as to how they didn't see your thing also. For a moment, it seems like your group is larger than it had been.
Did it look like it's something I have seen before?
Probably, yes.
Okay.
Your group seems larger than before for a moment. You see a sort of spectral person stand to the left of Yael. This person has features that you almost want to recognize before they immediately shift into this cruel grin and eyes that just suddenly flood with black, like ink. It smiles at you, and it stands there.
Do I notice that anybody else notices it?
Make a perception check.
I'm not taking my eyes off of it. I'm just trying to look through the corner of my eye. Does anybody else notice that this thing's standing there?
You sort of, in your peripheral vision, you look and everyone seems to be moving the same. No one is paying any attention to this person or creature.
Okay.
The creature lunges at you.
I call my sword.
Arms extended, claws out, claws that are so long they are almost the size of your hand.
I summon
this
my
creature
sword
has
immediately and
fangs.
swing at it.
Okay, you swing at it. Creature's gone. All of you immediately just see Bella reach for her. Well, not reach. You see the sword with the green flames appear in her hands as she swings at nothing.
Okay. I hand Yael off to Vola. Help her.
Okay.
And so I kind of like make my way to the front.
I am standing still, breathing heavy. I see that it just disappeared. I'm looking around. I nod. Sorry.
Is this going to be a problem?
I hope not.
The creature is standing behind Callie.
Shit. Fuck you, Mercy. I love you. Okay. Hey, Callie, why don't you stick by me for a little bit?
Okay. Sure.
And I walk on.
The creature smiles and reaches out and lightly touches your armor. You don't feel it, but you could swear that you feel it like in your soul.
Nice.
It smiles and walks with you for a couple of minutes.
This does not
Every now
feel
and
like
then.
the other thing.
It does not.
Okay.
But
I don't
it
take
walks
my
with
eyes
you
off of it.
for every about 20 seconds that it walks with you. The claws get larger. The limb elongate even more. It gets more and more inhuman looking. Until finally it looks at you and smiles with these rows and rows of jagged teeth. It lifts one claw to its lips, like telling you to shush, and then it disappears.
I lift one finger into the air. And yes, it is that finger. And I smile.
It is gone.
You just all saw me flip off something. But you can't see.
You all just saw her flip off absolutely nothing and smile at something.
Oh goodness, we have accepted a crazy person.
Mm-hmm.
I miss that old cash guy.
Payback.
All right, you guys continue walking. You walk for a couple of hours more.
Yeah, Callie kind of drifts back to the back of the group again.
Yael is very grateful to have another person to help guide her because she's not enjoying being in the dark very much. Mikey and Wrath have sort of been passing out snacks and eating things while walking.
So, Bella is... At first she was scared, But the longer this thing just sat there and fucking taunted her, the
Mm-hmm.
madder she got. She's past scared now, and she's into angry.
Okay. All right. You walk for a few hours more. A couple of the Kuotoa that you had been walking near for the last hour or so, they invite you over to camp with them since you all have been out for a while. Do you accept?
Yeah.
There is
Yeah.
a they take you into a tunnel that seems to split off from the lake. They take you about 30 feet in before you get to a small cave-like opening in the side where you again have to sort of squeeze through. Mikey and Raph sort of have to get down on their tummies and sort of wiggle through, Winnie the Pooh style. And but you guys get in and you all set up camp. The Kuotoa share food and rations and talk for a little bit before they sort of stand off to the side and appear to fall asleep.
Oh yeah, because they sleep standing up.
Mm-hmm.
I think when they were talking or we were talking, I probably would have asked them about the Duergar and if they were heading that way.
They would have, yes. They are headed that way, although they're not sure if they plan to actually go into the city or simply pass by it to see if they have had the same sort of danger that Sloopudop has.
I mean, I think definitely we would.
They inform you that the Duergar are dangerous and not to be trifled with, and that if you plan to go there, you need to be prepared.
That's good to know.
They inform you that the Duergar are a very strict people, and that the laws are to be followed to the absolute letter.
Would
Or-
they help us out?
Like what kind of laws? Like
They're not entirely sure. They know from stories that they've heard and things
if
that
there's
they
any
have seen.
taboos, any things we should know of, like don't spit or don't, things that.
One of the things they tell you
Don't
is that if you are caught stealing, any Duergar can immediately kill you with no repercussions. It's essentially an execution.
Like we
No
don't have a road.
trial needed.
Good thing we don't have a road.
I look at Mikey and Raph. I'm like, that means food too.
They're extremely put out, and then sort of pull their food closer and sort of glare at anyone who tries to take any. Travis, go help your wife. Leo?
Yeah, I was.
He's
hovering
going
in
to take.
Oh, okay.
I didn't want to holler in your ear, so I turned mine off.
Mm-hmm.
My computer battery is low, which means it's probably. I'm assuming it's unplugged back there at the power strip.
Mm.
So I guess we have some people to travel with now. However long it is.
For now,
Rem-
they sort of
Or the
they
power strip's plugged into itself.
that's kind of amazing.
that doesn't work.
I didn't do that.
That's kind of amazing.
No, it wasn't you.
If it worked, that would be really amazing.
Well, it's one of those old school power strips. I say power strip. It's an extension cord is really what it is. And one end has like 3 places where you can plug it in, and it runs to where you plug it into the wall. And yeah, the plug in the wall was plugged into Yeah, that doesn't work.
That's amazing.
No, it still says it's running low. Oh. Thank you.
Yep. All right. So the Kuotoa stand off to the side and go to sleep. What are the rest of you doing?
I'll take a watch.
Okay. Callie is going to take first watch.
I mean, I'll take whichever one people don't
Okay.
want.
So who
I'll
else
take
is gonna
first watch.
Bella is going to take first watch.
Yeah, I'm watching out for that thing.
How much do I
Okay.
have to sleep?
Right.
You are a half mark. You need the full 8 hours.
Okay, that's what I thought.
You could take a watch and still complete your long rest, but that would be all you could do.
Okay.
I'll watch Bella while Bella is watching us,
All right.
because that bitch be crazy.
All right.
Maybe a little.
As first watch, Bella, make a perception check. Is that what you did right there?
No, that was something else.
Okay.
I'm just gonna roll a d20. Hold on.
Okay.
That's a 5.
You're pretty focused on this creature.
Yeah.
You stare off into the shadows. Every now and then you swear you see something move, but then when you go to look, it's nothing.
Yeah.
Wayla, make a perception check.
Please be good since Psycho didn't get very well.
You see Bella sort of jumping at shadows and looking around. You can tell she's probably not keeping an eye on the surroundings very well. But from what you can tell, there's no immediate danger, since there's only this small opening to this little cave that you're in.
Okay.
You-
And all the other guys or the other people, I forget what they're called, are all just sleeping.
The Kuotoa, yes, they are sleeping.
Yeah.
Every now and then they take a few steps and sort of bump into a wall or bump into each other, but they continue sleeping.
I didn't know if they had their own people keeping watch or.
Doesn't seem so, no.
Okay.
The watch ends uneventfully. Bella, you have worked yourself up into a full panic.
Mm-hmm.
You sort of rush to your cot and pull the blankets up over your head like you did when you were a child.
And I am clasping my dragon statue to my chest and talking to it.
Wayla, you hear some muttering and sort of just choose to ignore it and go into your own meditation.
Who's got the next watch?
Jimjar offers to take a watch. So he can take the next one unless Callie wants it.
I'll take the last one.
Okay. So Jimjar sort of gets awake and sits a little closer to the opening to the cave and pulls out some cards and dice as he keeps an eye on everything.
So we're
What?
now trusting Jim Jar with our life.
Yep. That's what you're doing.
All right.
I mean, as long as everyone's all right with that, unless anyone else wants to take
Yeah.
a watch.
Yeah.
I'm good.
All right.
I got bigger
So,
things to worry about.
Jimjar keeps an eye on everything. You all continue sleeping or meditating. Bella, eventually you sort of exhaust yourself into a fitful sleep. With your statue sort of clutched and pressed into your face and neck as you're just sort of clinging to it. Jimjar continues with his dice and his cards. For couple of hours, puts them away, walks over and gently nudges Callie.
Mhm.
I believe it is your watch now, my dear. Unless, of course, you would prefer I continue.
No, no, no. You sleep. I'll take this watch.
All right. He offers you his cards or dice to keep yourself awake.
Yeah, I grabbed the deck of cards.
All right. He gives a nod, a smile, and settles into his cot. Make a perception check.
It's a 22.
Using the cards to sort of play games that you and your brother played when you were together and had nothing else to do.
I'm frowny facing at you right now.
I know. I'm a terrible person.
Worst.
But every now and then you hear a bump and you notice that the Kuotoa are sort of sleepwalking and sort of swimming into each other and the walls. A couple of times you have to kind of try and steer them away from your
like
sleeping
guide
allies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guide them gently.
Like, no.
No,
No, that
we're
way.
going this way. We're going this way.
But your watch goes by uneventfully. You keep an eye on the opening. Once you hear footsteps coming through, and you very carefully duck your head out and see about 3 or 4 other Kuotoa going down this tunnel. They don't notice you. They simply continue on past your cave.
Okay. What did that taste?
All right, and your watch ends uneventfully.
Okay. So are we gonna keep going?
You all wake up. The Kuotoa tell you that they would stay for breakfast and everything. However, they wish to keep going rather quickly. So as soon as they are awake, they immediately take their leave. Mikey and Rash demand that breakfast is had. With Stool not really happy to be sharing in the experience. What would you all like to do?
Eat and run.
No.
All right.
I pull Bella aside.
Okay. Do you pull her into the side of the cave, or like toward the outside of the cave, just in the tunnel
like-
of it?
To the side of the cave. Like just
Okay.
a little bit away from the group, not super far.
Okay.
Yes.
So-
What's up?
So are you going to explain what was going on?
I don't know if you'd believe me if I told you.
You know what? I've seen some shit in the past couple of days. Try me.
Well, there was a shadow person. Only
Mhm.
he didn't look like the ones I've seen before.
Okay.
He looked evil. And he was taunting me.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was the one that I see now and then, but it wasn't. It was different. And it touched me, and it was ice cold. That's familiar. When these shadow people touch me, it's just cold. I wondered if it was something like that, or if y'all were able to see it, but I guess nobody did.
Mm-mm.
I don't know if I'm crazy or cursed.
And Bella, in your experience, especially in the village, you do know that people are able to see those shadow creatures and people. You're very confused as to why no one saw this one.
Especially with my nat 20 perception.
Yep.
I'm like, I shouldn't
Who's
see
seen
that.
these shadow people?
The shadow people when you were in the village and other things.
Oh, those
You
weren't
give up.
shadows.
Well, other things. The other things.
The other thing nobody ever saw but me.
Or so you think.
Okay. Well, nobody ever told me they ever saw it. So
Mm-hmm. Get down.
as far
So
as far as Bella knows, nobody's ever seen these things before, but her.
All right.
So when he's telling her this, he's saying it like we knew or she knew that he sees it. Do we know he sees things that others don't? Or is it-
Make a perception check. to
Did
see
we
if you
know
hear-
about the shadow things?
Make a perception check to see if you hear this conversation.
Yeah, because I was just kind of going on, okay, we saw her swing a sword at nothing. Freak out.
What is it?
14.
14.
Um.
But I was also just lost as a listener. Like, oh, he's saying it's not like the other shadow things I saw.
Right.
Like we knew about that. Like,
you
so
catch a couple of words. You're not entirely sure what to make of them. It's you're going in and out. It's difficult to tell what exactly is being said.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll whisper some more to Callie. I guess I should explain a little better. Ever since I was a kid, since I was little, some nights I would see this shadow person. It would come and it would sit on my bed and it would touch me and it felt cold. It's never harmed me. It's just touched me and followed me. I tried to tell my granddad, but he didn't really believe me. And every time he'd come in to see it, it would disappear. I don't. Nobody's ever seen it.
But you're saying that
That
The
thing, I
thing
thought it might
yesterday.
have been this shadow person that visits me,
but you think it's different.
but it was the same kind of shadow, but it was not the same thing. It
Okay.
looked at me, and I could see its eyes, and they were evil. And it grew claws, and it charged me. That's when I swung. And then it just taunted me. I've never seen anything like it. I've seen demons. I've fought demons. They've come after me before. But I've never seen anything like this thing. It scared me right down in my soul. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have come. I'll travel with you as far as the Durador camp, and then I think I should leave.
Look, I'm not going to tell you what to do or not do. I just want to know if there's going to be something that stabs us in the back.
I don't know.
That's all I want to know,
I don't know.
so that I can be aware. And I mean, there's not much we can do about if this thing is going to be a long-term thing. We can't really do anything about it until it becomes corporeal. So.
Right. I don't
And it
know
looks
if
like
you're in danger, but I think we all might be.
Well, there's nothing we can do about it right now.
My
So we'll
dad
just
tells
deal
me
with it when the time comes.
that I should travel with you. That I think I'm supposed to be here. I think I'm supposed to be here. And I think I was supposed to meet you. God, I hope I'm right.
Well, if not, we're all fucked anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I've become a fatalist very suddenly.
I love it. I love it so much.
Well, we should really be moving. I want
Yeah.
to get away from this lake as quickly as we can.
Okay.
Another day or two, maybe.
Lead the way.
I'll pack up my shit and let's go.
You come back to the campfire and everything and find Mikey and Raph arguing over a bit of dried fish that was left over. With Yael trying to smooth things over between them. She suggests cutting it in half, and they both look at her utterly offended.
Don't bother. And I pull out a piece out of my bag and I throw it to Raph so that Mikey can have the other one.
You're so nice.
They immediately start arguing over who gets the second one.
Oh man.
I'm gonna come up, just take them both and eat them, and tell them they don't have to worry about it.
Way to go, Paula.
They give you
I love you
heartbroken
so much.
faces.
I love you so
and
much, Paula.
start to pack up their things.
Don't got time to be fussing.
Yes. Okay, let's go.
Jim Jar packs up his things, still with a pensive look on his face, but seeming to return to his normal, jovial.
Back his cards.
Oh yeah, he thanks you and gives you a appreciative nod. Perhaps sometimes you and I could play a game together. I'd be very interested to see what your poker face is like.
I doubt you'll be very impressed.
But at least we would play.
Mm. Oh, and I let Stool climb into my bag if he wants to be in the bag. And
Oh, he absolutely does. He's not entirely sure what's going on with the big creature and having to run out of the city, but he feels much better being in the bag.
okay.
And you all make your way out.
Bella doesn't know anything about finding dirt.
Nope.
It's very important.
I
You all
forgot all
continue.
about it too.
You gotta find some dirt for the kid.
You continue walking. You make your way out of the cave. Everyone make a perception check.
Come on, dice. Do better this time.
It can't
That
be
is
any
a
worse
one.
than mine was.
It can, actually, because that's a 1.
Mine was a 0.
Because she also rolled a natural 1. Alright, so Vola, Bella, and let's ooh. Ginger rolled pretty good. Oh, Stool didn't. Stool is just huddled into the backpack.
Perception. There you go. Oh,
Ooh,
Ale with that natural 20.
yeah.
I think that
So-
dice is going away.
Callie, where is a 0 for Vola?
She rolled an 18.
Yeah, you rolled an 18.
No, my one before was a 0.
Oh, okay. So everyone except for
Bell.
Bella.
Yeah.
You notice that as you're walking, you get further down this tunnel and back out to where you were. You notice that there seems to be a light sort of just emanating from a kind of mist around you.
Shit.
It's not doing anything. It's just sort of sitting there. You see the Kurotoa walk through it and continue on like there's nothing. But everyone except Bella, you do see it there. It does emanate a bit of dim light. So Yael is able to see her footing. She lets go of Callie's arm for a minute, which, Callie, you're pretty excited about because you were starting to lose feeling. Just going a little numb.
It's fine. Everything's fine. It's good.
So, yeah. What would you guys like to do?
So wait, is this mist in front of us, or are we already in it?
As you were it started when you guys were walking down the tunnel.
Mhm.
So, yes, you guys are sort of in it right now.
Okay.
Can we holler? Obviously, I don't see it right away, but surely they might tell me something. Can we holler at the
I mean,
Kurotoa ahead of us and ask him what the hell this thing is?
Quietly holler.
If you would like to. It seems that make a perception check. Well, actually, no, you're natural one. Yeah, they're just sort of they're walking. You notice that they're being
I mean,
very...
are they around us? The Kurotoa? I mean,
The Kurotoa that you saw, they're moving. They're about 40 feet ahead of you now, and they're just continuing walking, paying next to no attention to you guys.
Okay. Well, if they walked through it without any caution, then I guess we can too.
yeah.
Yeah, I just keep stool covered because light.
Oh yeah.
I put
Which-
the over the bag.
Mm-hmm.
Logistical question: is it daylight sensitivity that he has, or just doesn't like light?
Logistically, it's daylight sensitivity. It can kill him, but he's also a creature of the Underdark and
Yeah.
is used to being in complete darkness, so also does not like light.
Yep, right.
However, daylight can and will kill him.
If
Okay.
any of you kill stool, you're dead to me. And also dead actually.
Yes, yes. Do not kill this duel.
Do not kill the stool. Okay.
I cast sunlight on the. No.
Kill.
You couldn't even if you wanted to.
Yeah, I don't have anything that does that except light. I have the light spell. That's it.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
So you guys
keep
continue
walking.
walking.
I will meta and
Alright.
stay away from daylight spells.
Okay. I mean, if whatever you want to do.
Live your life. Just know
Don't-
that
yeah,
it may be
don't-
shorter depending on your choices.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't meta, but just make your choices. You already know that stool does not like light,
Right.
so
I got in trouble for that before. Too bad. I got wings, baby. They shed bright light.
all right. You continue walking. The mist continues with you as you walk for a couple of hours. You pass by a couple of Kurotoa who have seemed to each other, just sort of quietly off to the side. You pass by them, they nod to you and keep going. You walk along the edge of the lake. Who is leading?
I am.
Same
All
order.
right. Same order? All right. Then I need to make perception checks as you are walking. Oh god.
Don't fuck me. Fuck.
I rolled a
My
16.
dice are broken.
All of our dice are broken.
All right. Go ahead and give me all your
Give me all your gold. Is that what you said?
numbers.
I rolled a 6.
Okay.
10.
All right.
16.
3 and 16. All right.
Callie might see something.
Callie, the rest of you are sort of trying to squint your eyes against the mist. Bella, this has you especially paranoid. You're expecting anything to jump out. You're all pretty focused on the lake, although from what you can tell, nothing seems to be happening. Callie, you notice that a few more of the Kuotoa have stopped and are either speaking to each other or going off in different directions. And that's about it. You all continue walking.
Okay, can I pull like a group aside and ask about the mist? The mist? Is it a
Sure.
normal thing? Is it?
You go over to a couple. Do you speak Undercommon?
Yes.
Okay. So you have people, or a couple of Kuotoa who have stopped. You approach them, greet them in Undercommon, and one of them just looks at you. It does not speak. It says nothing. It doesn't move. It is utterly still, which is very eerie to you since the
Yeah,
time
is
you
this like-
spent in the Kuotoa town. You notice that they are always moving, even when they're sleeping.
Okay, yeah. Is this like a paralysis?
Make a perception check. Or that would be medicine?
Okay.
What would that be?
I would say perception just to see if he's even blinking or breathing.
Well, she already did that. He is not blinking, but
Not blinking at all.
he's not moving at all.
Poke it.
Go ahead and make a medicine check. See if you can tell what's wrong with it.
Okay, 19.
The Kuotoa is breathing. You reach out and feel its arm. It doesn't feel ill or diseased. It seems like this is paralysis.
Okay.
The other creature, looks at you and just stares right into your eyes. You see that the iris and the everything is just full blown. It takes one look at you, immediately mumbles some gibberish in Undercommon, and takes a few steps back, seemingly out of fear of you. It takes a few more steps back and then takes off at a dead run towards one of the tunnels.
What kind of creature was it?
A Kuotoa.
Another creature.
Okay. I back away from the paralyzed one.
Mm-hmm. It's still not moving.
Okay. Mhm. 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 Okay then, let's
should
keep
leave.
going. Yeah, let's go. Let's just go.
Yeah. Are we still in
Alright.
this light up mist stuff?
Yes, you are.
Is there a place where it ends?
From where you're standing, you do not see a place where it ends.
It's just over the entire area.
From what you can tell.
A light fog. It's a light fog. Yeah, we
I need
should keep going.
everyone roll a d20.
Shit. 18.
Okay.
1.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Roll
Okay.
decent on something that's not a check.
Wayla. Let's see. I will roll for. Okay, Wayla got an 18. You roll for Ginger. That's pretty good.
Should I roll for your ale?
Sure. Roll for Yael. I'll roll for Mikey. It's pretty good. And Raph. Yep, that's good. All right. So, Callie, Lola, and Yael roll a d100.
Yay.
Oh, y'all get to play with shadow people too.
All right. So Yael rolled a 49.
Take a wild guess how crappy mine was.
Oh, you rolled a d20.
You rolled a d20 again. Roll a d100.
I thought it did roll. Oh, it did not change.
Callie rolled a 51.
Well, that makes me feel a little better then.
All right. So we will start with Yael.
Don't tell
Yael.
Yael what angels.
Yael. No, if that was going to happen, I would just say not roll for her at all. Yael. Suddenly, her grip on Callie gets harder, and she starts babbling in absolute gibberish. It seems to be a mix of common, celestial, undercommon, but none of them are actual words. She's
She's
just
speaking Russian.
she is just babbling absolute nonsense. Callie, you look around and these creatures are not your friends. You're not entirely sure what they are, but they are not the people that you were traveling with.
I see them start to freak out.
Vola. 29.
Shit.
Vola, you start just laughing. Just uncontrollably laughing. You stop and lean against a stalagmite. This entire situation is ridiculous and hilarious. I mean, Demogorgon, the drow, just everything. You're laughing so hard that tears are streaming down your face.
Sounds about right.
Callie, you are trying to pull your grip away from Yael, who is still babbling, because these creatures are not what they were. You need to get away from them immediately.
I am going to Callie. I see her freaking out, and I want to try to pick her up.
Go No.
It's okay.
You
Stay
try to
away.
pick.
It's okay.
You try to pick her up.
I've got you. Don't worry.
Bella, you try to pick her up.
Yes, I'm going to. I'm trying to reach down to pick her up. Yes.
Callie, make an attack roll.
With a weapon?
Yeah, whatever you have. Weapon,
Okay.
closed fist, whatever you want.
Oh, that missed.
There is a creature coming at you. Bella, you reach down and what?
Do I do my full weapon attacks?
Yeah,
Okay,
This-
then I get another one.
this is a monster coming at you.
Mm-hmm.
Bella, you reach down and a scimitar misses you by centimeters.
Okay.
Um,
I am. As a reaction, I see her striking out at me. I'm casting shield on myself.
all right, what's your AC?
21 now.
Scimitar comes back around and you barely get shield up in time for her scimitar to clang off of it. She's just pointing it at you. Stay back.
Shit, I got nothing.
Yael is still babbling
Is she still hanging on to my arm? Or
as best she can.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm still also trying to get away from her.
Yeah. Make a strength check.
Well, that's good. 'cause
See if you can sort of pull her off.
That's a 15.
Let's see what she does. Yeah, you managed to just pry her arm off and back up against another stalagmite. Vola is still just she's on the ground now. She's laughing so hard. She's clutching her stomach.
I holler at Mikey to help me.
Mikey's not here. Pick up someone else.
Okay. Wayla, help. Yael, I'll see if I can calm Callie down.
I will hit you.
I know.
Trying to figure out what the...
I really
Uh,
kind of wanted Mikey to jump on you and hold you down for a minute.
Even if Mikey was here, he would not have done that. I'm going to tell you right now.
Okay.
Mikey goes over to Vola and tries to see what she's laughing about.
Oh, and Stool's still in Callie's bag.
Stool is still in Callie's bag. You have this gut-wrenching feeling that these creatures are not the people that you were traveling with, but Stool is in your bag and you need to protect him.
Okay, this is good. Okay, motivation.
Yes.
Protect the child.
Shit, I don't have any sort of like lesser restoration or anything. I'm pure offense. So what is Callie doing right now?
She's backed up against a stalagmite with her scimitar out and pointed at all of you.
And her eyes are like frantically looking across all of you,
Okay.
Back and forth. just-
waiting for somebody to make a move towards her.
I
I have no idea if this would work, but I'll try and cast protection against good and evil, which is a touch spell.
Go ahead. Who are you going to put it on? Vola, Yael, Callie.
Callie's freaking out, right, or attacking, right? Who did-
Callie
Bella.
is attacking.
yeah,
Bella is trying to
Callie.
calm her down.
right. I mean,
Any-
Bella, you called out to help you, so
Yeah.
I don't know if this would do anything or not.
So you're casting it on Callie?
Yeah.
Make a dexterity check to see if you can get there and just touch her. Yeah. So Wayla comes up and Callie, you swing your scimitar with all of the finesse and all of your training, and he just sort of ducks and rolls and very lightly touches your leg as he sort of rolls past you and gets to the other side and then jumps back about 10 feet. Let me see.
Did she get a saving throw or anything against this?
And But what do you guys think the D20 is for?
I figured. It says they can't be charmed. If they are already charmed or possessed, the target has advantage on any new saving throw against the effect. But if it was put on by aberrations, celestials, elementals, fey, fiends, and undead.
Yeah, no, this spell seems to have no effect.
Nice try, though. I appreciate
It
it.
was a good try.
A few minutes pass, and Callie, you
I approach her calmly. My hands are out.
Mhm.
I'm not moving to pick her up or attack her. I just kind of sit down in front of her.
Callie, this very tall creature, who you know has wings, is coming up to you and sits down in front of you.
Yeah, Callie just kind of scoots even further back. Like, she moves around the stalactite and is, like, now trying to, like, find a wall or something.
I'm talking to her. It's okay. And I'm still just holding my hands out flat. It's okay. It's okay. We're your friends. We're here to help you.
This creature is lying.
You're not my friends. What are you?
My name is Belladonna Wren. We met yesterday, 2 days ago.
It's trying to
I
trick you.
told you about the shadow people that talk to me, or that come visit me. Do you remember?
Don't come any closer.
I'm not. I'm gonna sit right here. I'm not gonna hurt you.
Vola is like laughing and crying now, just clutching at her chest and clutching at her stomach and her ribs. Yael is, at this point, she's sat down and is still just mumbling in all these different languages, just gibberish.
What? Shit.
Mikey is rubbing Vola's back, trying to help because it seems like she's in pain.
So nice of him.
I take a chance and I speak in Draconic to Wayla. Does Wayla understand me?
What do you say?
I tell Wayla, how strong are you? Do you think you can grapple her?
Wayla, do you speak Draconic?
Nope.
Yeah, you say that, and Wayla looks at you blankly.
Okay.
I speak back in Abyssal. What are
Callie?
you saying?
Callie, this creature is trying to talk to these other creatures quietly without you noticing.
Mm-hmm.
They're planning something.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to get to you.
Mm-hmm. Continuing to back up.
About 4 minutes have passed.
I turn invisible.
Callie, this thing is gone.
Fuck.
Come on, why is he not rolling?
Make a perception check, Callie.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's 13.
Okie dokie. Is invisibility going up? Invisibility?
It won't roll it for some reason.
Okay, well, what does it do? Does it give you, like, advantage on stealth?
Yeah. An invisible creature is impossible to see without the aid of magic or special senses. For the purpose of hiding, the creature is heavily obscured. The creature's location can be detected by any noise it makes or any tracks it leaves.
Okay, make a deception, not deception. Make a stealth check with disadvantage. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna go to sleep.
Words.
Make a stealth check with advantage. Thank you. 19. Okay, yeah. Callie, this creature disappeared and you have no idea where it went. But it was just talking to the other creatures in some other language that you don't understand.
I am still sitting there in front of her. I pull out my silk rope. I tie a loop in it. And I walk very quietly beside her. And I rope her.
Okay. What are you gonna do?
I try to drop the loop around her waist, and I yank, and I take off running.
That is difficult to do because she does have her sword out and pointed up at where she last saw you, sort of swinging it up a little bit.
And she's also kind of like spinning around trying to find you.
So it's not easy. I'm gonna say, Callie, make a dex check. Make a dex saving throw.
Shit.
Callie, yeah, you feel the rope come down around your head and hit your shoulders. You immediately duck down and then jump and roll, very careful of a stool being in your pack. And you roll away in the opposite direction of Wayla and everyone else.
And I'm backing up like 20 feet now.
You back up about 20 feet and you hit the cave wall.
Frick.
Not cave. You hit the stone wall of where you guys are circling the lake. There's about 50 feet between the lake and a stone wall with occasional tunnels.
Okay, so like the outside of the cavern.
Yes. That's what you hit.
Okay.
Oh, that's why
I
was asking me what level I wanted to cast it at.
You about 7 minutes have passed. Vola is almost exclusively crying now, just clutching at her ribs and everything. She's
it's just getting worse.
It seems so. She's curled up in the fetal position. Mikey is sort of frantically trying to rub her back and get her hair out of her face to make her feel better. Raph is nudging apples to her and other things. The apples they don't look very great anymore, but yeah.
He's trying his darndest.
It seems that Yael is getting a little panicked that she can't form sentences as the gibberish just continues, and she has one hand on her and the other just clutching the necklace at her throat.
I make another attempt with the rope.
You would need to move and make another stealth check.
Okay.
And should I make another perception?
Yes. But now I'm gonna say, make a straight perception check.
Oh yeah, that's a 18.
Shit.
You are paying attention to where Bella went.
I know your tricks.
Which you hear accompanied by the swish of the scimitar as it is moved in your direction. Go ahead and make an attack roll, Callie.
Okay, I'm sorry. That's an 11.
Nope.
That does not hit.
Another one.
So,
Yep, go ahead and do your second one.
Okay. That's a
Nope.
15.
There's a 15.
Okay, yes, this is good. Miss Callie.
Bella,
I want to attack as well and use the, but not like with the blunt side of the dagger, like to knock her out.
Okay. Go ahead and make an attack roll, Wayla.
With you like clicking on the dagger, but knowing, or how do I roll it?
Yeah, go ahead and click on the dagger.
But I'm not using the.
I know you're gonna use the
Killing side.
pommel. Yeah.
That hits.
Callie, you you fend off Bella, but you don't manage to see Wayla sort of materialize from the shadow and come up and just smack you in the back of the head with one of his daggers. You take 9 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And these creatures have officially started to attack you.
I fucking just jump on her and start trying to tie her up.
Make a strength. Well, make a. I don't know what that would be. Dexterity, athletics.
I believe
Sure.
it'll be athletics.
You do not have
So that's
advantage though.
Yeah, no. My 9 is my first roll.
Okay, so 9. Callie, make an athletics or acrobatics check. Either one.
Oh.
Yes!
So you manage to get the rope around her. She is just fighting and trying to get her weapon up. It's, let's see, what, 7.5 minutes is what I said?
Yeah.
It's been about 10 minutes.
Okay.
Callie.
I would like to try to hog tie her.
Okay, let me finish. Callie stops fighting. Vola stops laughing and crying. Yael stops babbling. It's completely silent. Callie, you are being tied up by this new chick who joined your group. You have blood running down your the back of your head from where Rayla just sort of slammed his the pommel of his dagger, which, you know, WTF.
So I have no memory of like kind of what was going on. I don't.
You do kind of, but it's very hazy.
Okay.
Well, so she knows that she's
Vola.
fighting first.
Vola, your ribs hurt, your stomach hurts. I mean,
I'm
This
surprised
is
I'm not
awful.
puking by this point.
10 minutes of just straight laughter.
Yeah, make a Constitution saving throw.
That's
Yeah.
shitty. And I have a +5.
Yeah, so as soon as that happens, you sort of crawl over to another stalagmite and just start throwing up. And it's extremely painful on your ribs and your stomach. Yael grabs out her canteen and just takes a huge swig and goes over and starts rubbing Vola's back and trying to hold her hair back. Callie, you are still sort of tied up and being held by this new chick.
Do I notice that she's not fighting anymore?
Make a perception check.
As I try to tie her feet together.
Yes, you notice that she is not fighting and she is looking at you incredulously.
Callie,
What the fuck are you doing?
are you okay?
No, because I'm being tied up and I got hit in the head.
Okay.
With an extra glare thrown at Wayla.
I get off of her and I unwind the rope.
Also, can someone get stool out of the bag?
Yeah. I think we ran into something because you and Yael and Vola, you all went down at the same time. You thought
You
we
were
were
trying
all...
to kill the crazy chick.
Well, I'm assuming I had a good reason?
I'm
No.
pretty sure you thought we were all monsters or something. You were trying to get away from us.
Okay,
I didn't
could
want
I
you
have
to
made
run
the-
off into the darkness by yourself.
Yeah. Would I have made the connection now between like the Kuatoa who were paralyzed and on that?
Make
breakdown.
make an intelligence check.
Okay. That's a 17 plus 0.
Yeah, you would have made the connection that the Kuotoa were spacing out and afraid, and some of them were stopped. Some of them continued on with no problems, but the ones who were stopped seemed to be in a very similar predicament to you and your.
Okay.
Here, let me help you a little. And I place my hand on the back of her head, and you heal up 4 hit points.
Okay.
What?
Hopefully closing the wound.
Kind of. She still has a big, like a goose egg on the back
Yeah.
of her head. It's pretty painful.
I do also cast Prestidigitation to kind of dust her off.
You are no longer dirty and bloody, so that's nice.
Cool. Okay.
I'm sorry I hit you.
Are you okay?
It's yeah. It's fine.
We should check on the others. They were in pretty
Yeah,
bad shape
yeah.
too.
Vola,
I
you
kind of like hold stool in front of me. I'm like, what happened?
you feel his spores sort of drift out because he really hadn't bothered before.
Mhm.
You were very afraid. It's okay
Mhm.
though. I stayed with you. I was going to protect you.
Okay, I appreciate that. Oh my gosh, I'm dying of cute. Okay.
I was going to make sure you didn't get hurt. It's okay.
Okay.
And he sort of like rubs his head up against your hand, like almost like a cat, but just because he doesn't have arms, he can't hug.
Oh, that is the saddest thing. Okay. Okay, but yeah, I go and check on the others too.
Yeah, I run
Vola-
over to Vola. Is she still throwing up?
She is stopped now, but she is still just doubled over, clutching at her chest and her stomach.
Okay, I cast Prestidigitation on her as well to clean her up, and
Okay.
I sit down beside her. Are you okay?
What happened?
Not sure. You and Callie and Yael, you all seem to be affected by something, some kind of magic or something. You couldn't stop laughing. Yael was babbling. Callie, well, she thought we were all trying to eat her, I think. It was an eventful few minutes, to say the least.
I will never laugh again.
You don't say
Are we
that.
still in the fog?
At the moment, you are. It's not quite as thick, but you are currently still in the fog. Yes.
I think it's this fog.
Maybe we should get out of the fog.
We should.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
do what
we
we
should
do.
move on. Or can you walk?
I'll make do.
Raph sort of walks over and offers to let you ride on his back for a little while.
No.
All right. So
And we
you
get the hell
continue
out of
on.
Yeah.
Also, did I hit any of you guys?
You tried.
But I didn't succeed?
No, you didn't.
That's unusual.
I know.
She's like, "Oh man, that sucks."
I'm just that good.
Really?
Isn't Bella still invisible?
No.
Did you
As soon as she would have tried to tackle.
Tackle.
Yeah, she would have become visible.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right, you guys continue on at a faster pace, trying to get out of the fog.
Mhm.
About another hour passes, just as the fog slowly gets less dense until you finally are out of it completely. You look behind you and you see. Well, make a perception check. You look behind you.
25.
Callie, you look behind you.
3.
Wayla. So anyone who gets above a 20, you all. We'll say Vola sees it too.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. You all see. You can see some other Kuotoa just also walking quickly out of the mist, but you see a lot of them in similar states to what you were. Seeing them makes a chill run down your spine, and you hurriedly turn around and continue on your way.
Mhm. It's like, fuck this shit.
All right, you continue on for the next couple of hours. Vola, you're starting to feel a little bit better, but you are still very achy. Callie, you just have the biggest headache. And Stool is trying to comfort you all and sort of make you feel better. But, it's like, oh, well, at least you're not there anymore. You can make it better. Do you need help? I can help. I can fight next time. I can help Callie. I can fight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very strong.
Yes, I'm sure. But unfortunately, I feel like the threat wasn't big enough for us to need to bring you into it.
Well, next time it's okay no matter how big it is because you're my friends and I like you.
Okay. We will keep that in mind.
Okay. Do we like the new girl?
Undecided.
The new human? Okay.
What do you
Alice,
think?
I don't know. She, or this new creature, it sort of jumped on you, so I'm not sure. Is that something humans do?
Sometimes.
Depends on the context.
Okay. I will keep an eye out for this context. Is it going to meet up with us too?
Oh my gosh. Oh god, I hope so.
Okay. And he sort of settles down and back into your bag and just chills. Let you guys continue walking.
Okay.
You guys are pretty tired now with everything that happened. You can Wayla and Callie and Vola, you guys can just see what looks like buildings pretty far ahead of you. It's been a while with everything that's been going on. You are in pain, tired, and you're hungry, and you guys can choose to go on ahead or make camp for the night.
How far ahead are they?
Yeah.
The Durgar City, or at least what you assume is the Durgar City, it's about...
I also have this.
Okay. That doesn't really help you because you've never been here before.
Right.
It's about 1,000 to 1,200 feet ahead of you.
Okay.
I'd say
Can we tell?
rest outside.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how can we tell what time of day it should be?
You cannot. You have no idea.
Are we tired?
You are exhausted.
I'm beyond exhausted.
Yeah, we should
Yeah, I
stop
think we
and
should stop
not
and
deal with
rest.
that.
Are we out of the mist?
You're completely out of the mist, yes.
Okay, then we should stop.
And you have been for about 2 hours. All right. Make an investigation check. Let's see if you can find a nice area to camp. We'll say Callie. Or Wayla, that's fine.
Sorry.
16. No, you're fine. I haven't said anything. Wayla, you are also a ranger, so you are able to look around and you find an opening to a tunnel that looks like it was collapsed at some point, but it seems large enough to make camp in. And you motion for your group of weirdos to come over. You all settle in and carefully set up camp. Vola, you just sort of lay down close to the fire and just try and get some sleep. You ache, your ribs hurt, everything hurts. Yael offers you some water and some stew that you guys managed to put together with the rest of the food that the Kuotoa gave you. Which Jimjar is currently stirring over the fire. He regales you all with stories of madness and things that have happened with being drunk and partying. Just crazy time.
As he's speaking, I am meditating.
He notices this and speaks a little louder. He doesn't like to be ignored.
I crack a smile.
What are the rest of you doing?
I'm just kind of listening, just waiting, making sure everybody's settled.
Yeah. Stool is sitting in your lap. He seems unwilling to let you get very far. He's very worried about you. Jim Jar ladles out soup for everyone in a couple of bowls and a couple of what look like mugs. So really whatever you have available that can hold soup is what he's putting it in. It's not the best tasting, but it's warm and filling.
I thank him, and I eat quietly.
Oh, there's no need to thank me, my dear. Honestly, I would share my culinary genius with everyone if I could. Although I do wish I had more to put in here.
Well,
Oh,
you have
well.
to work with what you have.
Exactly. You just have to take what you're given and make the best of
Well, I bet if you
Mikey
backtrack,
and
you might
Ra-
find some dead fish.
it. He makes a face and just sort of goes back to eating.
That got dark.
Mikey and Raph sort of stop at that and then continue eating their soup, their stew.
Okay. I'll take the first watch again tonight.
All right.
Although I'm rolling
I'll
like
take
shit.
second.
Anyone? Jim Jar can take third, unless someone else wants to.
I imagine Vola wouldn't. She's
Oh yeah.
not had a great day.
No, I need a long rest.
All right. So Bella's taking the first watch. Is that what was said?
Yeah.
All right, Bella, make a perception check as everyone settles down into sleep and meditation.
I put the other dice in the hole. That's a 15.
Every now and then you a Kuotoa walking past you. Most of them seem to just be walking. A couple of them seem to be muttering like Yael was, or sort of just running and slamming into things. But they all pass by your camp unnoticed. Other than that, nothing else seems to happen. Your watch ends peacefully. You get up to walk back over to your sleeping bag and sort of settle in. When just for a second you swear you catch a glimpse of that shadow creature with the claws extended. And you whip your head around to look, and it's not there. Callie,
Mm-hmm.
Bella wakes you up
Mm-hmm.
and lets you know that it's your watch.
Okay.
Go ahead and make a perception check.
25 again.
Dang, you need to keep those dice handy.
Mm-hmm. That's a good dice.
Yeah. You see Bella sort of swing her head around to look at something, and you look in the same direction and see nothing. She sort of shakes her head for a moment and then settles back into her sleeping bag. Stool goes over with you to settle in with you to keep watch. You can tell he falls asleep about an hour into it, just sort of leaning against you. You also see a couple of Kuotoa none of them seem to give you any mind. They walk past. You keep an eye on the Durgar city from what you can see of it, and nothing really seems to happen. Your watch ends uneventfully. You turn and go to join the rest of your party and go back into your cot. When for a second that same feeling of alienness overcomes you, of that these people are not your friends. These are creatures. They're somehow they've taken over what your friends look like. And you shake your head, and they're the same weirdos that you've been traveling with for a few weeks now.
Mm-hmm.
But there's this pit in your stomach, and you go to sleep with a little bit of dread. Even though Stool has once again cuddled up next to you. He's sort of forced his way like against your neck and your head. Jim Jar going to get up. He take his watch. He sits out there for a little while. You see him take out just before you fall asleep, you see him take out oh my gosh, thing that a pipe. He takes out a pipe and starts smoking a bit. And you drift off. He comes back to the fire, stokes it a bit, starts gathering things for breakfast. And a few hours later, you all wake up, refreshed, feeling better physically, if not emotionally, and have a very silent breakfast where all of you are sort of contemplating what's going on and what to do next. And that's where we're going to end it for this week.
Okay. Good
Well,
game.
that wasn't intense at all. That was chill.
Good game. I'm curious if that's a regional effect or something more sinister. But yeah, I'm very interested. I'm not gonna. I don't want to know. I'm just curious.
I know. No.
Yeah.
I should hope you do.
Because I'm a terrible person, but also this is going to be fun.
You know me. I love the emotion.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I don't. Did Jim Jar have to make a roll?
Jim Jar did make a roll. He made a roll every time.
Okay.
Every
It'd
time
be
I
a
ask you
shame
guys...
if we had to kill Jim Jar because he's fucking with us.
No, every time you guys made a roll, Jim Jar made a roll. I just used my physical dice.
Cool.
I also had Stool roll.
Oh no.
That's it. It's Stool is the one doing it. He's fucking.
Yep. With his mind control spores.
We're gonna have to kill Stool.
No, I would just be literally like, "Look at you! You're doing so good. I'm so proud of you."
That's amazing.
Sorry to keep you up so late, Scott.
No problem.
You get 7 hours, 6 hours worth of sleep at least, maybe. And you gotta load all your
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Yep. So, Jojo, you get to tell Angel that Yael had a little issue for a little while.
Yeah,
She
I'll
had
let
an
her know in the
episode.
morning.
Oh, goodness. So, yeah. That's
was
where
fun.
we are.
Oh,
Mhm.
stream. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.